I want to ask you all about Andrew Yang's value added tax idea. Um, I'm no economist. I really don't know how stuff works that well. So perhaps you can, help me understand something on his whole value added tax idea. So the big sigh of relief when he talks about value added tax in a very public way is that yes, the whole freedom dividend will be funded not by taxpayer money, but through a value added tax. So that instantly has appeal like, oh, regular citizens won't be taxed for this. Um, but then there is this concern about businesses being taxed, um, having a value added tax for what they produce. And so when he's asked about it, he basically talks about the fact that the people who are going to be paying uh, most of it will be from the tech companies. And I think he used the example of like, if your product is like diapers or baby powder, you're probably not going to be paying as high of a tax. So when he talked about it in those terms, I thought, okay, it's probably sliding scale. It's some sort of sliding scale situation. But then I saw another interview, and he talked about the value added tax actually being a flat rate. So So that's what I was just kind of wondering about. I was thinking it would be sliding scale, but then he does say that it is flat rate. Now, I can I can see the pros and cons of both. If it were a sliding scale, perhaps uh, initially it's probably easier to get on board and be like, well, cool, I'm not a tech company. I'm just a small business, so I won't be taxed as much. I won't have to pay as much of a value added tax. So it's perhaps easier to swallow that up front. Um, but then it creates problems down the line when your business starts growing, and you're like, wait a second, I'm starting to enter into this next bracket. We're gonna have to pay more in taxes. How can we keep everything down, show our profits down so that we don't have to, you know, pay more on the value added tax? And then that'll create this problem of people always trying to, report underreport as businesses currently do with just regular taxes. Um, so yeah, the sliding scale thing might start out good in terms of people buying into it, but then I can see it causing a lot of problems down the line. The flat rate idea might be harder to buy in at first, like for a bigger business, like yeah, fine, whatever, we'll eat the cost. But for a smaller business, like man, that's a huge tax that we haven't had to pay before. That's man, God, I don't know if we can do this. This might break us. Um, so it might be harder to swallow up front, you know, um, when based on whatever that number, that rate is. But then down the line, I can see it being a very streamlined process where it's like, all right, you're a business, you're starting a business or you're a big business, you just know that this is the percentage that you have to pay for a value added tax. Doesn't matter if you're a seven eight figure business, or you are a startup. You have to pay this value added tax. Bottom line. So in that case, it sort of becomes, well, sort of universal, like universal basic income or the freedom dividend, where it's like it doesn't matter how much you make or how much you don't make, just by being a citizen, you automatically get $1,000. And so I guess value added tax at a fixed rate, be like, it doesn't matter what kind of business you are, the fact that you're going into business means you will be paying this fixed rate. Just factor that into your costs. So yeah, I mean, I would like to hear him talk a little bit more about the value added tax and what that would look like, for for all business owners, especially who he calls the winners, the tech companies, but also for the people who aren't necessarily so high up. What does that mean for mid-sized to smaller businesses? That's all.